The stars above the desert planet of Duran 6 never blinked. Cold, ancient, and silent, they watched everything. And for 30 years they watched over a forgotten ruin where a statue stood in the middle of an alien temple, half buried by wind and time. The statue was beautiful, too perfect. A tall alien girl with long flowing hair, frozen mid-scream, as if time had caught her while she was trying to escape. No one dared go near it. Locals called it cursed. Soldiers called it junk. But then came a human. His name was Lieutenant Aiden Cross, an ex-soldier turned salvager. He was tough, practical, and didn't believe in legends. He only believed in what he could sell. He entered the ruins looking for tech, weapons, anything with value. Instead, he found her. Strange place for a statue, he muttered, shining, his flashlight over her smooth violet skin. Cracks covered her arms. Her eyes, though closed, felt alive. Aiden reached out, brushing dust from her hand. Then, a sound. A hum. The statue breathed. He jumped back. What the hell? Her fingers twitched. The cracks began to glow faintly, and tiny pieces of stone flaked off. Her chest rose once, then again. Aiden raised his weapon, uncertain. The girl opened her, eyes wide, bright, and full of panic. She gasped, stumbling forward into his arms. I'm still here, she whispered, voice weak. How long has it been? Aiden didn't know what to say, but he had a feeling. This wasn't salvage anymore. Aiden held the trembling girl in his arms. Her skin was smooth now, no longer stone. Violet and warm, with glowing lines running like veins under the surface. Her white hair fell over her shoulders like dusted silk. She looked up at him, eyes full of confusion. Where am I? She asked, her voice soft and dry. You're on Doran 6, Aiden replied gently. In the ruins. You were a statue. Her eyes widened. Statue? You weren't moving. For a long time. She touched her face, then her chest, then gasped. I don't remember my name. Aiden frowned. Nothing at all? She shook her head. Nothing, except... She reached out, fingertips brushing his chest. You're human, she said. I remember humans. That made Aiden pause. You've met my kind before? I think I trusted one, she whispered, voice shaking. A long time ago, before I was frozen. He helped her sit against the temple wall. Do you know who froze you? Or why? No. She looked at her hands. Only that it was punishment. For what? Her lips trembled. For feeling something I wasn't supposed to. They sat in silence for a moment. The temple around them hummed softly, old tech reawakening with her. Aiden finally spoke. You need rest. I'll get you out of here. She looked up at him, eyes locking. I don't want to be alone again. You're not, he said. Not anymore. But deep inside, Aiden knew. If someone turned her into a statue, they might still be watching. Aiden helped the alien girl, still without a name, stand on shaky legs. As soon as her feet touched the stone floor, the whole temple vibrated softly beneath them. The old lights in the walls flickered on, glowing blue like living veins. Strange patterns moved across the floor. Something ancient had awakened. The girl looked around in fear. They'll know. Who? Aiden asked quickly. They'll know I'm awake. The system is linked to them. Before Aiden could ask more, a loud humming sound echoed from deep inside the temple. A pillar of light shot up from the center chamber, piercing the cracked ceiling. The girl gripped Aiden's arm. We have to leave, now. What is it? It's a signal, a beacon. It's calling someone, or something. They hurried down, the stone steps, Aiden guiding her as fast as she could go. Her body was still weak from being frozen so long, but her fear was real, and Aiden trusted that fear. Behind them, machinery groaned to life. Rusted drones unfolded from the walls, scanning the air. The girl looked back. It remembers me, and it wants me to stay. They reached the outer edge of the ruins, but outside the sky had darkened. A storm, or something worse, was coming fast. Aiden looked at her. "What's your name?" She blinked. "I don't remember, but I remember what I am." "What are you?" Her voice was quiet. "I'm not supposed to exist." And then, far above them in the clouds, something massive moved. The sky was no longer quiet. Aiden and the alien girl stood outside the ancient temple as something thundered through the clouds. Heavy, dark shapes moved above like shadows of death. "What are they?" Aiden whispered. She looked up slowly, eyes glowing faintly in the stormlight. "Hunters. They were sent to erase me before, but I escaped their first attempt. You were turned into stone." She nodded. "It was the only way to hide me. My people, they used forbidden science on me. Changed my DNA. I became something else, something stronger, and dangerous to the ones in power." Aiden felt a chill crawl up his back. The humming from the ruins grew louder. From the far side of the mountain, strange metal craft started descending, sleek, black without any windows, machines of silence and death. "They don't care who's around," the girl said. "If I'm awake, everything nearby will be erased." Aiden pulled her close. "We're not staying." But the girl touched the ground, kneeling. She closed her eyes and whispered something in a language Aiden didn't understand. The floor beneath her lit up in ancient lines. For a moment, her body pulsed with power. A drone flew toward them. Before it could scan, she raised her hand, and it exploded mid-air. Aiden stared. "You didn't remember your name, but you remember how to fight?" She looked over her shoulder, eyes fierce. "Now said they made me forget who I was, but they couldn't take what I became." Above, one of the crafts broke off from the others and started falling right toward them. The alien ship was falling fast, straight toward them. "Run!" Aiden shouted, grabbing the girl's hand. She didn't resist this time. Her legs moved. With sudden speed, light and fast. Her grip was strong, too strong for someone who had just woken from a 30-year sleep. The mountain shook behind them. A fireball exploded as the alien craft hit the ruins, sending metal and ancient stone flying through the air. They dove behind a rock ridge. Aiden covered her with his body as debris flew over them. She looked up at him. "Why do you keep protecting me?" "Because I woke you up," Aiden said, panting, "and I'm not leaving you now." Her face softened for a second, but only a second. Another explosion echoed through the hills. The other crafts were circling like hawks now. "They want to burn everything. They think I'm still asleep and buried here," she said quietly. "But when they find out I'm alive, they'll burn more than just this mountain." Aiden checked his gear. "Then we leave. Far from here. Can you travel?" She hesitated. "I think, yes." As they moved down a rocky trail, the sky cracked again. A massive searchlight beam cut across the forest. Alien drones dropped into the trees. "We don't have time," Aiden growled. "We'll have to fight our way out." The alien girl nodded. "Then let's show them what happens when they wake a weapon, and give her a reason to live." Aiden and the alien girl ran through the thick forest, dodging vines and leaping over fallen logs. Behind them, drones buzzed through the air, scanning with red beams. Suddenly, one of the machines dropped ahead of them. It opened fire. Before Aiden could raise his weapon, the alien girl leaped forward. With inhuman speed, she kicked the drone out of the air and slammed it into a tree. Sparks flew. The machine died instantly. Aiden blinked. That was fast. "I was designed to kill," she said, breathing steadily, "to protect something important. But now, I don't know what that thing is anymore." Aiden stepped closer. "Then maybe it's time you choose what to protect." She looked at him, eyes glowing faintly. "You speak strangely, human, but your words make sense." They reached an abandoned bunker hidden beneath thick vines. Aiden entered a passcode. The door creaked open. "Stay here tonight," he said. "They won't find us underground." Inside the bunker, warm lights flickered on. The alien girl examined the space like a curious child. She found a cracked mirror. Her reflection stared back, familiar and foreign. "I don't even know my name," she whispered. Then we'll find it, Aiden said. Together. For the first time she smiled, just slightly. Then the bunker's power grid flickered. A voice buzzed through an old speaker. Unit X9 has reactivated. Locate and retrieve, dead or alive. Her eyes widened. They know I'm awake. Aiden stared at the old speaker, his body tense. The voice that came through wasn't just a recording. It was live. That meant someone, somewhere, was watching them. The alien girl, Unit X9, slowly stepped back from the console. Her glowing eyes dimmed. They activated the bounty, she whispered. Aiden raised an eyebrow. Bounty? She nodded. The moment I woke up, every mercenary and bounty hunter within 100 systems would have been alerted. I hold secrets and one's buried in my DNA. Now they'll all come hunting. Before Aiden could speak, a loud thump echoed above them. Then another, someone, or something, had landed on top of the bunker. He grabbed his rifle and flicked off the lights. Get ready. The ceiling groaned. Dust fell from above. Then, crash, metal claws tore through the roof, and a robotic drone dropped into the bunker. It was massive, armored, and glowing red. Target acquired, the machine said, aiming at the girl, but this time she didn't run. With a roar that didn't sound human, she rushed forward, leaping into the air. Her hand turned into a glowing blade, and in one clean strike she sliced the drone in half. The wreckage smoked at her feet. Aiden was stunned. That was insane. But she wasn't smiling. That was only a scout. Suddenly, Aiden's communicator beeped. A message flashed. Warning. Galactic bounty placed on Unit X9. Dead or alive. Reward, 50 million credits. Aiden looked at her. Guess you're worth more than gold. Aiden stared at the bounty alert on his screen. 50 million credits. That was enough money to buy a planet. Enough to disappear forever. Enough to fix every broken thing in his life. Behind him, the alien girl stood quiet, watching him. You should turn me in, she said softly. It's logical. I won't blame you. Aiden looked at her. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were full of fear. He threw the communicator against the wall, shattering it. No deal, he said. She blinked, shocked. Why? Aiden shrugged. Because you're not a thing. You're someone, and no one gets to put a price on someone. Outside, ships were circling overhead. He could hear the hum of landing engines. The bounty hunters were already here. The girl walked over, placing her hand gently on his arm. Then we fight. Aiden smiled, but it was a grim one. Then we fight. He opened his weapons locker and tossed her a blaster. She caught it easily. I don't know how to use this, she admitted. I'll show you. You're fast. And brave. That's enough. They barricaded the bunker's front entrance. Red lights blinked. Motion sensors pinged. The enemy was closing in. From behind the hills, 3 heavily armed bounty ships touched down, followed by a dozen mercs in black armor. Aiden aimed his rifle. The girl, glowing again with strange energy, stood beside him. For the first time in 30 years, she wasn't running, and for the first time in Aiden's life, he had someone worth dying for. The moment the first mercenary stepped through, the smoke Aiden fired, his shot dropped the armored hunter instantly. No more warnings, no more negotiations. This was war now. They had come to take her, but they didn't expect a human to stand in their way, not like this. Inside the bunker, the alien girl crouched beside the entry panel, learning quickly. Aiden had shown her how to reroute power to shields, how to trigger traps, how to survive. He covered her while she worked. Boom! A grenade hit the outside wall. Dust rained from the ceiling. They're flanking, Aiden shouted. She closed her eyes, reached out with her mind, and the systems listened. The lights flickered. Defense turrets whirled to life. Aiden stared, in disbelief. You're connected to the system? She nodded. It's part of what they fear. I can interface. With machines. With minds. That's why they locked me in stone. The bunker's cannons fired. One hunter screamed. Another flew back, armor shattered. Still, they came. Aiden reloaded. They won't stop. You sure you want to fight? The girl looked at him. You believed in me before I even knew who I was. I'll never run again. Side by side, they moved through the smoke-filled corridors, defending each other, trusting each other. Outside, command ships hovered, waiting for word that the girl had been captured. But the only signal they received was silence, and smoke rising from the wreckage. High above the planet, a hidden controller pressed the final button. A soft click. A signal traveled through satellites, bouncing off towers, slicing through storm clouds and debris, until it reached the girl. Inside, the bunker, she gasped. Her hands trembled. What is it? Aiden asked, running to her. I feel something inside me. Shutting down, she whispered. They triggered it. My kill switch. Her glowing eyes flickered. No. Aiden grabbed her shoulders. Fight it. You're not their machine anymore. She fell to her knees. I can't. Move. Alarms blared as enemy troops began closing in again. The bunker was compromised. But Aiden didn't care about the fight anymore. He cared only about her. Her breathing slowed, but just before her heart could stop, something sparked. Not in her body, in her mind. She remembered something, his touch, his warmth, his words. You're free now. And her body responded. Suddenly, her system rewrote the signal. Override successful. Her back arched. Her eyes lit up brighter than ever before. She stood, calm and powerful. Aiden stared. You're okay? No, she said, voice echoing with energy. I'm more than okay. She turned to the sky, raised her hand, and sent the kill signal back, across the same path it had traveled. In a distant control room, the controller's console sparked and exploded. The entire station went dark. They built the switch, she said, but they forgot. I'm not theirs anymore. Aiden smiled, gripping his rifle. Remind them, she did. The alien girl stood on a cliff's edge, her long silver hair whipping in the wind, her glowing eyes fixed on the fortress below. Aiden placed a hand on her arm. You don't have to go alone. I do, she said. They built that place to trap me. I'll tear it down myself. Then she jumped. No wings, no jetpack, just a silent fall, until her feet hit the enemy base like thunder. The ground cracked beneath her. Guards pointed weapons. Target acquired. Fire. They never had a chance. She moved like light. Her fingers glowed with ancient tech. One guard screamed. Another dropped frozen in time. She twisted a drone midair, then hurled it through the control tower like a spear. Aiden watched from the ridge, stunned. She wasn't fighting with rage. She fought with calm fury. Graceful, controlled, terrifying. She reached the main reactor. Inside, giant cables pulsed with stolen energy, her energy. She raised her hand. The power recognized her, obeyed her. The base trembled. Sirens wailed. Fire erupted. The commanders tried to flee, but doors sealed shut. She turned to the nearest camera. You tried to cage me for 30 years. I'm done hiding. With a thought, she overloaded the core. Boom. Aiden shielded his face from the blast as the fortress lit up the sky like a small sun. Minutes later, through the smoke and flames, she walked out, barefoot, calm, eyes shining. He ran to her. You did it, she smiled faintly. Now they'll know I'm no one's weapon. The fortress was gone. Only ashes remained. The alien girl, whose name was once lost in data records, stood beside Aiden, her silver hair now touched with soot, but her eyes clear. Your people will come looking for you, Aiden said softly, staring at the stars overhead. They already are, she whispered. I felt the signal. They know I'm awake and free. Aiden looked down. So, this is goodbye? She didn't answer. The silence stretched between them like the edge of a cliff. The air was cool, carrying the smell of burnt metal and earth. She touched her chest, where the human's touch had once woken her. You gave me my freedom, she said. Not just from stone, but from fear, from silence, from the idea that I was just a weapon. You were never a weapon, Aiden replied. You're alive, a person. She stepped closer. My people may treat me like a queen now, but here, I was just me. A ship's distant hum grew louder above the clouds. Her people had arrived, tears welled up, though her kind was not supposed to cry. She turned to Aiden. If I go, I might be worshipped, feared, protected. He didn't speak. But if I stay, he looked into her eyes. If you stay, we figure it out together. The ship hovered. She took a deep breath and stepped away from the light. Her people watched, confused, but she never looked back. Hand in hand, the alien girl and the human walked into the forest shadows, free, together.